that's where he's going to bring his 110%, truly conditioned package. I felt like, his lower body always looks good. I mean, every time that we've seen him on stage, his lower body looks crazy, both muscularity and condition. But the upper body here just didn't seem to quite match. I think he's got a great structure in his upper body. He's got very wide shoulders. He's got a very good V taper. I think it shows off his size very well. But conditioning-wise in the upper body, I don't think it was quite where it was when he did the Detroit against Martin Fitzwater. I don't think it's quite matching the lower body. And I just felt like this wasn't, it just wasn't as impressive as I think a lot of people expected. Now, again, I feel like he was just so far ahead of the other guys. And I feel like he probably went into this competition knowing that. And I feel like he probably treated this competition as such. Because obviously, this lineup was not going to be pushing him as much as the lineup in Pittsburgh is going to. Having a Mr. Olympia in that lineup, having Martin Fitzwater in that lineup, having Nick Walker, William Bonac, Michael Rizzo, that's going to be much tougher for him. So I feel like maybe he was kind of saving his true peak for that show and didn't want to push it too hard for this. And I think he did just enough to win here. I'm not saying he looked bad. I think he looked good, and I think he deserved to win. I just felt like it was lacking that next level X factor. And I was talking to somebody after prejudging, and I thought they made a really good point. They said, maybe one of the reasons why Good Vito looks a little bit off, especially compared to what we see from him on Instagram, it could have been the tan. Because there are some guys that just look better in gym lighting that are really picked.
When I first injured my shoulder, my workouts were terrible. I couldn't do anything, especially shoulder workouts. Even the 20-pound.
Some guys that just look better in gym lighting that are really pale, and it shows the contrast.
Austin, I'm doing good today, feeling great.
In like a really
get out here and make some moves.
Setting.
How you doing today, Austin?
And some examples that come to mind would be guys like Evan Centopani, even James Hollingshead. Like, I feel like James, and that grainy look to his physique, almost looks better on Instagram without a tan than the other point that the person I was talking to made was a lot of times these European guys.
We're going to Maine this morning.
Like a real base tan before they put on their pro tan. So it's just, the pro tan going on top of a really pale physique. And that could have contributed to him looking.
It sure is finger licking good.
Instagram. I also think it could have been the lighting playing a big factor.
Potatoes. There's potatoes in Maine. Nah, that's about it. Good lobster, potatoes, lobster rolls.
With Nick Walker, Derek Lunsford, and Martin Fitzwater, kind of a preview for the Pittsburgh Pro. But if you look at the video that they used of Good Vito in this, kind of hypothetical scenario video, that video is actually from the Detroit show, where the lighting and backdrop was really good. And I feel like that made Vito's color look better. And I also feel like Vito was more conditioned at that show, especially throughout the upper body. So, if we took, I'm sure they probably will do this as well, take the video from this weekend's Arnold South America and put it up against Nick Walker, Martin Fitzwater, and Derek Lunsford. But this video that you're looking at here, this is Vito from Detroit that they put into this lineup here for Pittsburgh. And there was a couple things I noticed about Vito here that I do feel like are going to hold him back, especially against somebody like Derek Lunsford. One thing is definitely his back, and not just the fact that he needs to add more density